I noticed the other day, it might have been when I put on this channel that there's like a cover photo that's Washington, D.C. So I'm not sure what that means, but I'm not aware that I did that. But I don't know if it's connected to the account because I think I was using that one when I went to Washington, D.C. in August. Pretty sure it was August of 2023. So I just got back from my walk. I'll chill out for a minute or two and then I guess jump in the shower. Put my regular clothes on for the day. So that was pretty good, I think. I don't know. Did I leave earlier yesterday? I don't remember exactly what time I left. Maybe I left earlier because I didn't have to do any of my other stuff yesterday. I was trying to figure that out. It's about 2 hours, I think. So I won't know that until about April or May if I'm actually going down or not. Because I think it was around November was the last time I went around the hill because of the direction of the sun. So until I start doing that again, and then I have to do it a couple of times and then see if I was slowing down or not. It would be, yeah. Say that there's a pause in the nuclear come the springtime in terms of people were wondering about requests to take breaks and take a pause. And I guess compassion, that is compassion because I requested that it take place in the wintertime. That's actually compassionate. So I understand that a lot of folks are not remembering things. It's part of the cognitive decline that most people are experiencing. You're not alone in that. So sometimes it's day to day, and sometimes it's last week, and sometimes it's the summer of 2022. I myself prefer not to go through that again. Okay, because talk about stomach upset and feeling like you're gonna vomit. It's happened twice. I'm pretty sure it was 2020, the summer, because of the heat, especially people that don't have air conditioning. So if you're people that sat in air conditioned rooms all through 2022, that's part of the reason you don't remember. Okay, whereas other people, and then you were on televisions bragging about it. You didn't care about anything to do with global warming in the summer of 2022. Okay, that's how ill some of you are mentally. Okay, you were interviewed in Massachusetts talking about, oh, thank God I have an air conditioner because you know that other people don't. So it's really quite sickening. But I'm not a psychopath. I'm not your species. I'm not a psychopath, and I'm not sadistic. So if you were wondering, I would like to get this wrapped up before the spring and the summer because it becomes extremely uncomfortable. You have to receive enough REMs to ensure that you have no chance of survival, with all due respect. I'm awaiting 51,000 housing units so that this insanity bullshit about you don't have housing available ends. You're not using hostages as some sort of leverage in a mental illness that doesn't make any sense, by the way, where you're going to force people to do things like shut off fuel or whatever it is that's going on in your diseased criminal brains. Okay, so people just make housing available. So after 100,000 people go into a grave in a major U.S. city, we'll see if people still think that that's a feasible game plan to get your demands met by holding U.S. citizens hostage. Okay? So that's the best way to inform criminals and terrorists and hostage takers that that's not going to work. Okay? Also, that we're not engaged in a fun game with you where we're enjoying being your prisoner hostages and that we told you to do something we never told you to do. Okay? I'm aware that some of your people, like I told you, they do appear to be doing that. I'm not doing that. You were told in 2016 to give me housing. Not a need for us to talk again. I don't ask you a fucking thing. You found that out at the hotel, and you're finding out today. If you haven't found that out last week, I'm not going to ask you for a fucking thing again. Right, I'm sure there's other cities too. When I'm the reason that you think's been kept alive for 13 years and I give the okay to kill us all, you're getting killed. That's what a hostage is. Not I ask you for things. So, I guess I might as well shell the rest of those peanuts, but I don't know if it's going to be a whole pound. Well, one thing I would be careful of is if everybody was feeling more energetic like I did today, not to overdo it because you'll feel like absolute crap tomorrow. That's what I would say. Oh no, I don't need anything out of there. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be a deal. What are we going to do? I'm not worried about that maybe tomorrow. Let's see what this amounts to. Great ankle. It did this days ago and then resolved, so I was just laughing about it on the bridge because I had it going that way, and then as soon as I wasn't on the bridge anymore, it went away, and then as soon as I got on the bridge, it came back again. As soon as I turned out a refill, I go, what is it with this sidewalk? It's causing a problem. Oh yeah, no, it's all chill. That's why I had brought my phone with me, so that the authorities can listen to me. So just as a reminder, I'm pretty sure it was 2020 when your entire state entered a state of emergency in terms of things that you begin to think that the police don't have a right to do, like ask you for a form of ID, and if you are lost in what you're doing out here. So if you have a form of ID, just give it to them. And don't be obnoxious. Well, I already went over that with them. It's debatable by some people if we're actually in a free country because we've been in a state of emergency since 2020. Okay, so are you saying you have no form of ID, or that way they know where you live if you have a reason to be walking around out here and forcing me onto the street from the sidewalk on my walk route I've been walking for 4 years now because I reside here at a mailing address. So I would have a reason to be walking around. The walk route I've been doing for 4 years and a decade from the other residents. It's the World Wide Web for a reason. So, well, since it was 12:30 in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I go, see, you thought I was weird the other day. Was it Friday? Are you high school students? Are you traveling to work? What is this? Okay. If you could step aside on a sidewalk when there's another person walking, it's like a dominance. I know you walked all the way out to Hyde Park to do a dominance and force me onto the street from my sidewalk here. Okay. Do what you need to do. The dude on the other side of the street's probably like, I was wondering what the hell was going on too myself. Like, where were these people coming from? I saw it a while ago, a couple of months ago, and I was like, do you live down the Manor? They might. Do they live down the Manor and they usually drive? Okay, well, if you usually drive, I guess maybe you forgot sidewalk etiquette and not forcing an old lady into the street on Sprague Street where people drive really fast, by the way. And the traffic was coming behind me. You're going this way. All you have to do is maybe single file just as I walk by. Oh no, of course I went to the street. You folks win every battle. What are you, 20? Okay. It wouldn't matter if I was 80. They still would have done it. Well, I am extremely mean. Yep. I saw an old lady up in Walcott Square. So there are old ladies outside. And I saw an old lady up at by the U-Haul like 2 weeks ago with a cane, trying to figure out how to cross the street with all that going on. There's a signal there, but would it matter? Oh yeah, just zoop, 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 zoop. And then you have about 2 seconds to cross the street. Not everyone walks as fast as I do. That's how I know how insane it is. Because I walk fast and even I go, what the? Even up there, we have a walk signal, and for some reason, people over here are told to turn. You're told to turn from there? I questioned it if you're actually told to turn from that street. I really think that road was created for the bus to turn around. I gotta say. Why you don't just go that way and then come out? Yeah, I really think that road was created for the bus to turn around. You'd have to see it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, how'd you get into that road? Okay. Like when you go into, there's a general store and a package store and a pizza place, right? Okay. How'd you get there? Did you turn right onto the bridge? Okay. I guess it's just, I'm sure the older woman was like, don't I have to walk? Yeah, that's how people get killed because you have a walk signal. You're supposed to believe you can cross. I think the cars actually yield. Yeah, I think they actually yield. Like, hopefully, they know that there's a walk signal at the same time that light is green. Unless you've never gone up there before, you might not know that. Not we're just crossing the street in front of you. Some people get wicked pissed if you've never been in a car with someone like that. Okay. If you're not doing that, then that's good. But there would be a lot of traffic now, wouldn't there? Yeah. It's part of the extinction. Not we're using hostages to get anybody to stop driving or burning heating oil. That was part of a transition plan that you folks canceled. You put it on pause. You put a transition plan on pause. I'm not sure you canceled it, but you don't get both things. Aha. That's called the devil voice. Here comes the boom. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the. You all don't really want it like this, but you do. You know you do. Right? That's why you're being so insane. Who cares, anyways? Oh, that's a question for the Nuremberg trial, which I'm trying to get the Facebook back up so people can answer me. In some sort of, it doesn't matter if someone leaves something obnoxious, just let them do it. You just skip over it. Are there any thoughts about people having brain layers burnt away because then they're going to have reteaching? That might be one of the things that God has on people. Okay. Is everybody going to become mentally retarded and mentally reduced, and then everyone understands everyone? Or that's part of the nothing matters anymore, anyways. All the same, all the same. Nothing matters anymore, anyways. We'll be fine. It was like this yesterday, too. Well, judging by the weather, it's supposed to rain on Friday, right? So tomorrow is Wednesday, so you got 2 more days. So we're halfway through the. If you're doing what I'm doing, you don't have to be, but this is for myself. I'm halfway through my 4 days. It's good to build up like accomplishments because it's good for your esteem. It actually makes you accomplish more things. It's not a stupid thing to do. Right? It's good to accomplish your goals that you set up. It makes you feel more confident to set up larger goals later on. So hopefully people are trying to get towards, like, say they're doing this, then don't not do it because of me. But if you could not just occupy an entire sidewalk when you see people walking the other way, that's all. Okay. Sometimes when you don't do a lot of walking or you're young and you're in conversation and stuff, you don't. If you say you got off of the train and you're going to walk to Endicott Station, like you figured out that's a mile or something, that's fine. As long as you're not harassing people, because some people might be a little bit concerned since it's the World Wide Web. If you display what appears to be aggressive behavior towards me. So if you didn't mean to do it, I'm explaining it to you because other people observe things. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to be free to be like I'm a queen and stuff, but anybody walking, if you're not familiar with Sprague Street, they drive extremely fast. And they're not expecting a person to be on the road. They're coming from a highway, and a lot of them are bonkers. Okay, I don't advocate for them driving that fast. I advocate for them building a speed bump right in front of this house because for some reason it appears to me there used to be one there. You can tell that the road was torn up, and I don't know if someone complained and had it removed. Yeah, like I advocate for putting a big, huge speed bump right there in front of the house. And then everybody that walks around here knows that's a place they can cross because the cars have to stop. They aren't going to stop at a stop sign. Just a big, huge speed bump. So, anyways, if you weren't familiar with Sprague Street, I'm explaining it to you. Okay, so They drive wicked fast because they're coming off a highway. Right up the road there. They think it's a cut through. Some people do that. And some people are supposed to be driving around because it's part of the extinction. People don't get to hide in the suburbs. No. So, right. By walking out here, I'm sure you realize that by the blazing sun. Okay. Where, like, say that you came from another area because you got scared. It's out here too. It's a kill zone. So, people drive out here too. I think there might be actually more driving out here sometimes than in Quincy. But people are definitely suffering more of a brain plague out there. Just, whoa. I don't know if it's just the population that they put out there, which is possible. So, anyways, right. That doesn't bother me as long as you're not being aggressive towards me because you're walking right by where I am. So, some people might go, I'm not sure if I like this or not. And then, yeah. So, I could gladly walk on the other side of the road. It's just now I've got to cross Sprague Street twice because that's my walk route. I used to do it from 12 Flanagan Place. I started doing it around November of 2020 because one of my liver cysts was getting huge. So I had to increase what I was doing. I was under a lot of stress. They shut my SNAP pad off again. It has to do with hormones. So I had an issue with the cysts in my liver that I got rid of by going up that hill. They won't stop doing it. So it's just another manipulation tool that they're trying to use that isn't going to work. So. Some people get sick and they believe they're sort of emulating what the people before them were doing, and they're not. They're like in Pompeii, and everyone is going to appear before them. It has to do with being mentally retarded in their perceptions of what people in power were doing. Each bunch of them that does this, that takes over their elders, it gets more brutal. Yeah. So, not good, but starting to cool off now. So, the sun is like, today seems worse than yesterday, doesn't it? And tomorrow is going to be even worse, probably. Oh, yeah, 2 different times. There's some sort of stack thing over here that's making smoke. It looked like a rainbow for a second. In case you were wondering if the atmosphere was disappearing or something. It's thermonuclear weapons. It's just a weird thing they do where it actually seems like the sun. It's still a sun. It's not that. It's just... it's like it's doing something where the sun, I think, seems even brighter than it actually is. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like that weird, like hazy, like super bright. To the left, to the right. That's a good one. The trap songs. Just trap song everything. Yeah, trap song everything. I do. I like that stuff. Yeah, I gotta say. Especially if you could have that on an iPod on your walk or something. It's boom. Like you're on a roller coaster or something. It's like funny, like the music is funny. Like I told you, like Metallica, it's like noises of something you never heard before. Like the first time I heard Die As Eve, I just started cracking up laughing. I was like, what on earth is this? I don't know, it was like 1989 or something. 1988. I had a friend in high school that was like wicked into that stuff. Yeah. Like the head bangers and stuff like that. And that like weird, awful people. Yeah. I was the person that her boyfriend didn't like. Yeah. Because I was like, about certain things. They controlling, abusive boys and men don't like women like me. But no store today. Nope. So that's probably part of it. I shopped at the store. It's like I'm probably negating how much time I spend in there. It's more than I think or something. I guess some people want to know if it seems weird that people would kill 100,000 people in Quincy, Massachusetts. If people think that's weird, like when you wage war against the United States of America, is it weird that they would then kill you? Like, would that never happen? Trying to figure out if I got a sunburn. My nose. It's pretty sunny out there. Moral authority. Moral authority. As the hostage. And no, I didn't make myself a hostage. Nope. It was not planned. Nope. Right. If I'm the reason that this didn't happen before, okay, then I have the moral authority to go, nope, just do it. So, in case you didn't know what that meant. Things that I guess maybe sound grandiose or something. Because you didn't know exactly what I meant. Well, it's the nature of being so insane that you take hostages. Like I explained, you don't treat them well. So You end up killing your hostages anyway. The whole endeavor of what they've done is based on psychopathic envy rage that they can't control. So, yeah, they end up ultimately killing their hostages anyway. Probably as the brain gets sicker and sicker into too. It's like they may even kill the hostages so that you will kill them. You don't have to kill the hostages. Okay. Right. If you know anything about hostage taking, they people frequently self-harm, or the police go in and kill them finally. So it's not like yeah, it's like the nature of even doing that. People that are they're they're suicidal, but they can't get themselves to do it, so they become homicidal. Wasn't it about 4 o'clock yesterday, 4:30, when I had my peanuts and dried? Whoa, really, Mary? Dried? Really? Dried cherries. I know I'm limited on peanuts as it is, and I'm losing peanuts. So I'll be lucky if this is a half a pound, but it's better than nothing. So I'll definitely be able to eat another meal by like, it'll probably be earlier than last night. Last night was like, didn't I put the things in at 8 or 7? Yeah, 8:30 I think is when the chicken was done. So by 9 o'clock I was probably done eating the salad that I made. That's it, earlier than the night before. I was hungry yesterday. So I think God was suggesting that when I get to start tomorrow, when I start using those pistachios, that I wash them and then cook them a little bit, and that'll take more of the salt out and just eat it like that. I wouldn't eat them with dried fruit. I think I might have one package of walnuts. I remember it last winter I was eating walnuts because the same thing happens. It's just over and over and over again, like a dominance battle war that they're going to keep winning. They're so deranged. So, anyways, I went through this last winter too. They don't send me a form to do a renewal. Okay? I've already explained it. Please, Mother of God, don't even start. Okay? It's part of the reason why July 2022 they started getting nuked like that. They sent the thing about the threat, and they did not put a return envelope to mail a renewal back to them. And they know I have no income to buy a stamp or an envelope. Then they closed the orange line for 30 days, and they knew I didn't have a cell phone. I have no income to get on the train anyway, and I have no cell phone to call them, and I have no way to buy a stamp or an envelope. Okay? So they're being put down. I'm in the second year of it. July will be the third year of it. No, the second year will be, well, honestly, January of 2022, there was stuff going on too. But this degree of it, in my opinion, has been since July of 2022, where finally just people completely snapped and went. It is full throttle at this point until these people keel over and die. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen people that brain sick in Quincy as I did in March, April, May, June, July, and August of 2023. I've never seen them that sick. So whatever started happening in July is working. That was what, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 8 months. I'm sure it's much worse out there than it was in August. So that's a good thing. Sometimes I think that they thought that that snap card was like initiating a breeding season or something. Yeah, that insane, gross. Yeah, like first they tried to convert it into, then they were going to try to force me to get blood work done every 6 months because that's when they were doing renewals every 6 months. And that thing made me get blood work to get bed in a shelter. They're just horrifyingly insane. They just keep making up shit. Stop shutting my fucking SNAP food card off. I know you just go, what the fuck? What is it this year? Not even going to ask what it is this year. I don't care. You have warrants. If you ask us for money, you'll be subject to arrest. And no, you can be arrested or something, and you're subject to having your food shut off. I'm subject to having my food shut off. Listen to your own fucking letters. You're subject to being starved for your criminal insanity, so you have to be euthanized because they're not going to keep delivering you people food. That's not a message for me. That's a message for you. Orca. They did the same thing at Social Security because they're so sick. Your appeal came too late. That's a message for you. You have zero chance of entering into eternal life. Goodbye. Not a message for me. In this physical form, you're going to have to transition into another form of life to have life at all. That's not a message for Mary Gladys. I'm a shoo-in for the kingdom of heaven. Okay? And the prototype for my species. So, are there any sorts of thought reasoning that is everyone becoming forgetting things and stuff because time isn't going to matter anymore and people aren't going to need higher thought? Like, we're not going to need mathematics and science anymore. And now everyone will be equal because everyone will be mentally retarded. That might be a species you guys are transitioning into. That's not my species. We really, really not safeguard, but what's the word? We want higher thought. We don't want to become mentally retarded. That's not a good thing. We don't need that to have equality. Everyone doesn't have to play the guitar to have equality on planet Earth. Okay? Everyone doesn't have to have a 9-inch penis to have equality on planet Earth. Okay? Everyone doesn't have to become fat and ugly to finally have peace on Earth and equality. Okay? But I could see that being a mental reasoning or something that God might put in the binders during this time, because he's being compassionate to help you in your transition, and you're coping with children that have become mentally debilitated. So that's difficult to live through, I'm sure. Like, like that's why I said, are they doing that so they can be re-educated to be my species? That's not possible. They don't have the brain power to do it. It's an extinction. There's people that have been highly intelligent that are having cognitive problems, by the way. So, in terms of my species, you just rebirth and get a new brain. But I would think you wouldn't be doing weird animal behaviors. Okay, so, I guess if people want to have a thing where they believe that they're going to rebirth in my species, get a handle on some of the weird behaviors, because it'll feel uncomfortable when you realize you're doing it. Like in terms of cognitive behavioral therapy, those would be incorrect thoughts. But I could see those being things that people might think up. Like I said, like mentally retarded children are gifts from God and stuff. That's sort of, I think you really should just be angry at them why your kid's mentally retarded. And why, not that's a gift. Coping is that whoever that being is, that they'll rebirth and not be mentally retarded. That's what I would say is coping. It doesn't mean per se a person who's mentally retarded is worthless. I'm not saying that, but I mean, don't they deserve to have a fully functioning brain? Yeah, like what the hell's with this? Maybe they probably vaccinated you guys too. But yeah, maybe. Then they won't try to mentally retard you more because with the vaccines. You get to be their cute, cuddly friends that they pat on the head. Yeah, sure. The ones that I know, they get frustrated because they know, yeah, they have enough. They're not profoundly mentally retarded, so they know and they don't like it. Yeah, because it's not cool to lose your brain. Yeah, it's not really cool. So I would say that if there was thoughts about no one's going to need higher thought or something, that it's definitely because you're a primate and you're transitioning to another form where none of that's going to matter. Right. Like that. I definitely would say that if you were having thoughts like that, that it's always bothered you your entire life that you didn't have a higher intelligence. So you would be happy that everybody is like you, because in a regular primate kingdom, everyone is. You don't have that. You have conformity to genetics, and everyone can do everyone's job, right? It's all about dominance, body size, dominance, aggression. Right, that's all that goes on. Everybody is, I guess, equal. It makes sense to you guys, even though there's different. I guess those are jobs. I mean, it'll seem like it. It'll seem like it when you're doing it. Some people, right? They'd go, oh "My God, what the hell is this? Is this from? Is this the same thing as yesterday?" Like I'm watching the Ring video for 8 hours. We're shelling peanuts again, and like amaze balls that I don't get bored of talking and shelling peanuts. It's the same thing. That's life. You want to eat peanuts. I'd have to dry roast them too. I've either got to boil them like those things or dry roast them. That's life. I don't have a slave that does it. This is kind of, in a sense, in some ways, it's a luxury, but I actually don't like it. I actually don't. But it is what it is. And obviously, I'm grateful for the food. It's a difficult situation because it is what it is right now. And people are here and all of that. But and now that it's been 13 years, had I been put on some sort of land, I would have just been living on it on my own. I know it's just other people thought they were going to do it. Now they're all getting sick and dying, as I predicted. That's what the statistics show. They're all getting lung cancer and dying. All the survivalists, the people that went out to rebuild Oklahoma City after Oklahoma tore everything down with the tornado. They just left me here like this to be brutalized as a hostage. And then they thought they were survivalists because they don't have any faith in God. They're not God's people. They're not godly people. The Christians do that. It's every man for himself. Whoa. That's why everyone's in all these delusions. Because that's what happens when you don't have faith in God. That is what happens. And it just makes it worse. Doesn't help anything. It's every man for himself. I knew God was never going to allow those people to do that. I spoke about this years ago. That's why I don't let that part of it, I don't let bother me. I don't think about it. I know what's going on. And then there's people reporting about it on YouTube. And in my mind, I go, clearly, God is not allowing that. They just think he is. Just dun dun dun. Like, hello, 2 5-star, printed the nail. Anything, 6 minors that are now adults that apparently murdered. So there's absolutely no way you can fix anything now. And then you're moving out there and you're going to build your own buildings. Whoa. And that's all it is. We can do this all on our own without the Virgin Mother. It's every man for himself. That's why I said all those dumb heads in New York City. Oh, yeah, no. It's every man for himself. What did I do with the... No. Oh, they're still over there. Okay. Do I need anything else from here? Shut this now. All right. What's it going to be today? Jeans again? It's going to be warmer tomorrow. Yes, I could do that. All right. So I got to do. I got to sweep first. I'll put this one. Go to the thing. I got a little bit of sweeping I got to do first. It was pretty clean this time. Not that much to sweep. Yeah, I found that if I just bring the paper bag over, it's actually way cleaner. But it's not negating having plastic bags. But it's probably static cling. Something about the static cling is messing me up. Well, you're talking about the skins on peanuts. They're actually pretty light. What the? Where did that go? Oh yeah, I put the black thing away too. I guess I'll be alright because I didn't take the robe out. This and this. Okay, this has got to go here. My mirror is right there. Not I'm trying to put on clues in front of you. Sometimes people that are sex offenders make up stuff, so I like to clarify myself. I put some whoppers in my day, believe me. That'd be good for a lunch, and then I'll worry about tomorrow. There's this. Whoa, that's good. All right, so I gotta put some of this over there since I don't have the robe. say that you could see somebody through their window or something, right? It's sort of like the people who realized that they could listen to people's phone calls on a cordless phone, like your neighbors, and then never did it again. Or like you can change the channels on your neighbor's television with your remote, but never did it again, type of thing. Offenders don't do that. They keep doing it. So say that someone was in one of those apartments or house or something and you could see into their window, and then you started telling yourself that a person was like at the window on purpose. That's a sex offender. Right, like anytime you, like, say your mind starts doing that, it's got something to do with being a sex offender. I'm sure the root of it is something to do with an abuse victim. It's like kind of the whole core of abusing people, where you secretly meet, where you have like secret gestures and secret things, and like people that think that children are flirtatious and stuff. That's part of it. It's just something is going on with the binder. In case you didn't know that, if you ever had like thoughts like that, it's just clearly there's millions and billions of people that have distorted thoughts and ideas. And sometimes they reinforce each other too, which is scary. Like drug addicts, that becomes something that's normal. Oh, that's just how some people are, you know? No, it is how some people are, but they're also incorrect. And then they learn how to control their incorrectness so they don't harm others. Not just that's a new school of thought, peeping in people's windows and shit. That's a new school of thought. I would have to say, yeah, clearly, that means that they're doing that. Because there's people like that. Just like the whole crew about when people are mad at you after a breakup, it means that they still like you. People are angry when they like you. Or like everybody that's angry, it means that they secretly, like, because Brian Buchanan's like this too. They're angry because they're hurt. That's like community, because that's how they think. That's called psychopathy, where every emotion is uh, uh, not transcribed. I keep doing it. Not transferred. It's turned into rage. That's all psychopaths do. So that might be true for psychopaths, but it's not true for everyone. Let me have a little bit of this before I start eating. Well, I'll probably look at the fake news first. Well, it's 4:00. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I'll have to look at the fake news while typing. Yeah, I just been eating my meals off camera. Hello. Excuse me. So I guess if I want to definitely fit in 2 meals, I better shut this off and have my first meal and look at the news and stuff. Relax. Another day accomplished in Maryville. So tomorrow will be another easy day like yesterday was. And then I only have one more day, which is like today. And then it depends on what I want to do on Friday. Clearly, if I felt like I wanted to take a walk, I think that's what I did last week. If I feel like I want to take a walk, then I will. But like, I was taking like 3 days off before. That's why I went, if I'm going to be doing this, I've got to at least go 4 days. I've got to like pay attention to what I'm doing now, because I don't think I was paying attention. And I got into like sort of a rut. So I'm like, if I'm going to be doing that, I've got to pay attention to what I'm doing and make sure I'm walking at least 4 days. in the week. So if I go 5 days, fine. And then what I was doing at the shelter in 2021 was I'd go like 6 days on, 1 day off. And then, no, I'm sorry, I'd go 5 days and then 2 days, was it? Something like that. 5 days, 1 day off, 6 days, 2 days off. I think that's what I was doing. And then I would switch it up. So it depended on the week. I'd go 5 days and then I'd take 1 day, and then I'd go 6 days and then take 2 days. So maybe uh, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do in terms of after. That might be good for before October, before the thing where I combine my two walks. I haven't done the denim walk in forever, so I probably do that walk more. That might have been what I did last winter, because I wasn't doing this last winter where I just walk up and walk back. It's I know it's like it's got to be longer to walk all the way around. So um, I kind of doubt it, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm definitely not doing it Thursday when I have to do the other things. Um, so we'll see. All right.